In 2016, after accumulating close to $1 million in savings, Steve had quit his six-figure job in software development and retired at 35. A few months later, his wife Courtney also joined him in early retirement. If you are also looking to become super successful, you don't have to work 9 to 5 for most of your life. Steve and his wife Courtney have some great advice to share about retiring early and enjoying life to the fullest. It may not be easy, but you don't have to be a money genius to get there. In fact, Steve struggled all throughout school because of a learning disability. To get good grades, he always had to work harder and longer than his classmates. Steve's secret recipe for building wealth is a set of 6 life principles that he adopted. Let's find out more about his life principles in his own narration. But before we proceed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more useful videos like these that can really change your life. Rule number 1. Make financial freedom your number 1 goal.
The first rule is the most important, and it has little to do with money. It's about wanting to achieve a goal enough to make it your top priority. Back then, I had a great salary and was good at my job, but I dreaded going to work every day. I didn't enjoy having a boss or sitting through performance reviews. The meetings, office conflicts, and long commutes were exhausting. I wanted to leave the 9-to-5 life and travel the world. So in my late 20s, I decided to make early retirement my primary goal. I focused on making dramatic changes to my financial habits. Instead of letting my money sit idle, I invested more of it. I also started saving 70% of my income. It was hard at first but got easier as I kept reminding myself that everything I'd been spending on was things I either didn't use or needed. None of the changes I made felt like a sacrifice because I knew they were all in support of my goal. It's like getting into shape. You'll only lose or gain weight if you change your diet and fitness habits. And you have to want it badly enough to keep at it.
Rule number 2. Actively boost your income.
Even though I was making 6 figures, I was always thinking about ways I could use my skills to actively boost my income when I wasn't in the office. I started a financial site and wrote on it consistently. Eventually, I earned a monthly average of $1,000 through the site. Courtney and I also started a YouTube channel documenting our travels, which brought in another $400 to $500 per month. And with the bit of free time I had left, I made an extra few $100 through freelance writing. But I still worked hard at my day job because it was my primary source of income. I wanted to show my boss why I deserved a 10% or 15% raise, which I asked for and got twice. Midway into my career, I built up enough courage to ask for a big promotion. 4 months later, I was moved up to a director role. Courtney also earned several raises. With both of us saving 70% of our combined income, which ranged from $200,000 to $230,000 a year, we were getting closer to early retirement.
Rule number 3. Invest in appreciating assets.
Saving money, getting raises, and doing side hustles alone won't help you retire faster. Courtney and I built much of our wealth by investing in appreciating assets, such as the stock market, real estate, businesses, and relics or historic objects. The idea behind this is simple. You buy an asset for a certain price. Over time, the asset appreciates or increases in value. And boom, now you have something that's worth more than what you paid for. But here's the magic. Through the power of investments, our assets don't just build linearly. Instead, appreciating assets build exponentially. If you invest $1,000 and it gives a return of 30% in a year, then your new base starting point in the next year is $1,300. Now add a couple of zeros to that, and we begin talking about quite a bit of money, enough on which to retire. Over the subsequent years, thanks to investing in appreciating assets, we grew our savings to more than $1 million. When it comes to investing, late is always better than never. If you haven't started, there are plenty of resources online, or you can talk to a trusted financial advisor.
Rule number 4. Automate.
I always like to take the hands-off approach whenever possible, especially regarding money. Many employers offer retirement plans, and most companies will automatically make contributions straight from your paycheck into your investment accounts. Once it's set up, you never have to worry about it again. Courtney and I used this to the fullest when we were working, and it paid big. Automation will make your life so much easier because you won't have to rely on discipline to pay bills and avoid late fees, interest charges, or reductions in your credit score.
Rule number 5. Know where your money is going.
One of the most effective ways to eliminate debt is to know exactly where your money is going. Every penny matters. This is a basic principle, but so many people lack the discipline to sit down once a month and review their spending. A few simple actions will make a huge difference in your finances. Look at your bills instead of throwing them aside. Make sure you understand every line item on your bill. Fun spending should come after paying your bills and funding your retirement accounts. Don't ignore small expenses. They can tell you a lot about what spending habits are working against you. Morning coffee, lunch is out, and grabbing a bag of beef jerky, for example, all add up big time. Monthly subscriptions are notoriously forgotten. Make sure you're aware of what they cost and whether you actually use them or not.
Rule number 6. Detach yourself from things you don't need.
I used to be a super spender. I had a supercharged Corvette convertible and a Cadillac CDS. I also rode a Yamaha R1 sport bike around town, paying $150 per month for insurance. But I sold all those things after I made early retirement a goal. Courtney and I now live a very frugal life, and we couldn't be happier. We cut cable TV and use a streaming subscription for half the price. We only spend $50 per month eating out at restaurants. We buy new clothes less than twice a year. We only upgrade our phones if it's completely broken. You don't have to cut back on everything. This principle is about reevaluating priorities. I believe in spending liberally on things that bring you lasting joy and cutting out expenses for things that don't. The key is to admit what makes you happy and what doesn't.
So there you have it. If you plan to retire early like Steve and Courtney, you don't need to have an insanely high-paying job. You just need to follow their secret recipe for success. Invest in appreciating assets, automate your finances, and know where your money is going. Courtney and Steve use these principles to achieve early retirement, and we believe anyone can do it with some discipline. Are you ready to become a millionaire? Then subscribe to our channel for more videos packed with tips and advice on how to achieve financial independence.